We are starting a new room makeover today. This one is going to be a little different from what I normally do. It is a renter-friendly bathroom makeover, and I'm going to try to do it for under $500. We are here at my parents-in-law's house, my husband's parents in Hawaii. We come here for at least a month every year, and we've been coming here to this house for about the last 10 years. It is a rental. It's very old. In Hawaii, you spend so much time outside. So when we're here, honestly, we don't spend a ton of time in the house anyway, but this has been a long time coming that I wanted to get my hands on this bathroom. There is so much potential in here, and obviously we're a little bit restricted in the money that we are going to spend, and then our capabilities in just it being a rental and what's worth putting the effort into. But if you are renting and you have this kind of situation where you're going to be in your place for at least a year, a few more years, I highly recommend reaching out to your landlord, asking if they're willing to put in a few $100 for some free labor so you can redo the bathroom. It's worth it, in my opinion, to do the work for free so that you get to enjoy the space. And most of the time they are willing to put in money to have that free upgrade, and most of the time they're gonna be super duper grateful to you and like, yes, please redo my bathroom for a very little cost. So that's what we're doing here today. Let me show you around and tell you a little bit about what the plan is. So the plan in here is going to be to pull everything out, sort, toss the things that are very old and don't need to be kept anymore, organize. I'm going to paint all the walls and the ceiling, fresh coat of paint. I am going to do a tub and tile epoxy on the shower surround and tub, recaulk everything, fix up the shower curtain and shower rod. It's very rusty and needs help. And then I'm going to do a faux wood finish on the vanity to bring in some warmth to the space, and also get new dresser drawers for the nook area that looks more finished and built in. Even though it will just be a piece of furniture, I'm going to match it in the faux wood finish to the vanity, as well as do the faux wood finish on the shelves so this whole space feels tied in and complete. I'm also going to do small things like new cabinet door knobs, new bathroom knob, new toilet flusher, and little finishing touches that will just make it feel nice. And I'm gonna try to do it all for under $500. Can it be done? Let's find out. Okay, so next thing I'm gonna do is take everything down off the walls and then do like a little clean out and prep for paint so we can get this thing painted, and just that is gonna make such a difference. So let's do it. Okay, it feels gnarly. I finished pulling all the grout from the shower. Now I'm gonna come in and clean it with this comb. And then once it dries, I'm gonna sand it down, and then we're ready for the seat. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry, and I'm gonna do a deep clean of the bathroom and then continue on. I'm not gonna film that part because this bathroom is too small, so I'm kicking you out. So I'm just using this scraper to scrape as much of this paint off as I can. I don't know what these people use here, but I think it's just paint. So before I sand it down, I'm just gonna scrape as much of this stuff off as I can, and then give it a good sanding, and then it'll be ready for the epoxy paint. Okay, I'm getting started on epoxying the bath. Everything is prepped. It's super clean, sanded. I'm just gonna take off these things on the wall around it. And then I'm using this Epokel. It's an epoxy roll-on finishing kit. So you mix two parts together, and supposedly this is the product that is the most like what the professionals would use. Good for DIY, doesn't have as gnarly as a smell as others apparently, and should last as long as you prep correctly. So hopefully I did everything I need to prep, and we'll see how it goes. I legitimately used every last drop, and I went through 3 of these because, which I read about before, they tend to start falling apart after a while, kind of cracked. So I started a new one at the first sign of that so that I wouldn't get any foam in my epoxy. I barely had it out to finish this thing, and it's because I used 2 regular bathtub size things instead of like the full bathtub surround, because what I was able to get in Hawaii was kind of quickly, was kind of minimal. So if you have a regular bathtub or use the bathtub full surround one, you should be good. But I made it, and I have just enough to do the second coat in a few hours. There were air bubbles in some areas that caused like this little like pop bubble kind of thing, and if I went back over it, it smoothed it down, and I just continued to do that as they popped up. There are some still continuing to form, but I think with the second coat it will take care of it, but that is to be determined. It's been about 5 hours, and now it's time to go in for coat number 2. It's looking good, feels smooth. There are some areas that are like a little bubbly looking, but they don't feel bubbly looking. So I think if I go over it nice with the second coat, it'll go away. We'll see. The problem is it's so hot here. It dries so fast. I'm having to work so quickly against the clock. So I turned all the fans on and the air, and I'm hoping that slows it down a little bit. But I'm excited to see it all finished. And like once I do the Caulk, it's gonna look so good. Okay, the tub is drying. I think it's gonna turn out really nicely. While I wait for it to dry before I can caulk, which is gonna be the most satisfying ever, and I'm so excited for that moment, I am going to paint the rest of the bathroom. So my idea here is to do a color block half painted wall with this really pretty neutral green color on the bottom, and then the color that I've painted on the top. So this color is coming off a little creamier than it looked on the swatch. So I'm curious to see what it looks like with the green up against it, if that's going to make it pull lighter, because that might just be it up next to the white, but we're gonna find out. So I'm gonna start marking off the lines, and I haven't decided. The walls are kind of bumpy, so I might just honestly freehand the line with a brush rather than tape, because I don't want there to be a caulk line on the wall in case, since it's a rental, in case they decide to paint over it again. Another option is to run the tape and then to run a little bit of caulk along it so that the color doesn't bleed. But I think in this case, I might just attempt to freehand it. So let's see what this place looks like with the walls fully painted. It's gonna start coming to life once I pull the tape off and caulk the tub. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Time has come to caulk this shower. It looks so good. I'm actually surprised and impressed. The product feels really good and like solid. I'm so excited to see what this thing looks like. It's gonna be a challenge with this, but because I'm in Hawaii, I don't have my caulk gun. But I'm so excited to see it. Okay, everything's looking so good. And I have one more step before I can start adding the finishing touches and decorating. And it's to do with the vanity and the frame of the mirror on the medicine cabinet, as well as these shelves. And I just got a piece of furniture off Facebook Marketplace. I picked it up late last night for 25 bucks. This was my first time using Facebook Marketplace, which is crazy because I've heard such good things about it. And I've been scouring the internet for like the last week trying to find the perfect thing to fit in this space, and something came up late last night and I jumped on it. So I'm deciding whether I'm going to paint it or I'm going to do it in the same finish as the vanity. I'm using a product called Retique. I've always wanted to try it. It makes a faux wood finish and I've seen the most beautiful results, so I'm super excited to play with it and see if I can get those results too, because I feel like this space is just like screaming for some warmth wood. You know, I always try to, when designing a space, add in all kinds of different textures, color, you know, light color like beige, white, and wood tones and fabrics, and just kind of like texture is king. So I'm so excited to add that in here in a situation where I wouldn't normally have been able to do that, and I'm really excited to try out the product. So let's see how it goes. Okay, so my 2 coats of this primer are done, and there's 2 ways that you can do this now. You can apply this in between the primer and the gel stain to give it like an actual wood grain, or you can just go direct to the gel stain and get like a smooth wood finish. So because I have like kind of this detailing, I think my best bet is to go just straight to the smooth finish, but I really want to play around with the wood grain finish and the graining tool. So I think I'm gonna try it on top of the flat surface, and then after that you can either leave it like that and go straight to the gel stain, or you can do a brush finish on top of the wood grain before to make it a little less rustic so the wood grain isn't as pronounced. There's like so many ways to do this, and I just kind of want to play with it since I'm like finally getting to try this product. So I'm gonna do that, and then I think I'm just gonna proceed to do the smooth wood finish on the others, unless I want to do like a wood grain just here, but I don't think I need to. I'm gonna play with it and see how it looks. Okay, everything's dry. It looks so good, especially this. Like, I you know, tried it a few times. The cool thing about it is there's a lot of room for error. So you can do it. If it doesn't come out how you want it, paint over it, do it again. And then there are ways to add to it to make it look less rustic. So I added 1 layer of the liquid wood, just brushing it on top of it once the grain dry. And I'm gonna leave it here because I'm really happy with it. So now I'm gonna seal it, everything, and then I can hang the cabinet doors and the doors to the medicine cabinet up, and then I can start decorating. I'm super impressed with this product and I can't wait to see it finished. Okay, I'm gonna go get Tri's parents so we can show them. I'm so excited.
Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh.
This is unreal. Oh, man.
Oh, the tub is beautiful.
This is awesome.
Good job, Adam. Oh, my God. It's beautiful. It's just amazing. Yeah, look. It's beautiful. Good. Linton, you're the best. Love you. Thank you. Love you. Yeah. Oh, my gosh.